Here's a fact that should not be true. In 2012, 3 researchers named Michael Norton, Daniel Mochon and Dan Ariely ran a study, and they found that people will pay 63% more for a piece of furniture if they build it themselves. Same box, same screws, same wobble. The only difference is whose hands put it together. 52 people half assembled a plain storage box, half got the identical box already built. Then everyone bid to buy one. The builders bid 63% higher for the exact same object. They published it in the Journal of Consumer Psychology and they gave it a name that is somehow perfect. They called it the IKEA Effect. Sit with that. You can love a flat pack box more than a stranger does, purely because you swore as a little Allen key for 40 minutes. The sweat is the value, the struggle is the markup. And once you know this is happening in your brain, you start seeing it everywhere. Picture a guy on a football pitch. He has the ball. There's a teammate wide open, arms up, screaming, dead in front of an empty net. Tap it 2 feet and it is a goal. And the guy does not pass. He puts his head down. He beats one defender, then a second, then a third. And you are already on your feet yelling at the screen because you know exactly what happens next. He loses it. Ball gone. The open teammate throws both hands in the air. The whole stadium makes that same low, disgusted groan. You know this player. Every sport has him. The ball hawk. The one who would rather miss alone than score through someone else. Here is a part you're not going to like. That player is you, not on a pitch, with the thing you made, the draft you will not send until it is perfect, the side project nobody else is allowed to touch, the spreadsheet only you understand, the task you swore you would hand off 6 months ago and somehow you're still doing at 11 at night. You are surrounded by open teammates, arms up, screaming, and you put your head down and dribble into 4 defenders because some quiet voice insists that if you want it done right, you do it yourself. And there is a reason your brain plays this way. And it is stranger than stubbornness. Go back to that furniture study. The number is 63%. But the mechanism underneath is the whole game. Your brain does not price the box. It prices the effort you poured into the box. And it gets funnier. In the same paper, Norton, Mochon and Ariely had people fold cheap origami. Frogs and cranes, badly. And then they asked everyone what the little paper creature were worth. The builders valued their own crumbled frogs nearly 5 times higher than strangers would pay for them. They looked at their lopsided paper frog and saw something close to art. Everyone else saw scrap. That is your brain on your own work. You do not see the task, you see your frog. So when a wide open teammate calls for the ball, your brain is not doing the math on who is better positioned. It is whispering, but it's mine, I built it, I fought the frog correctly. Passing it does not feel like good strategy. It feels like throwing money in a bin. And the brain has 2 more tricks to keep your foot on the ball. The first is called the endowment effect. In 1990, Daniel Kahneman, Jack Knetsch and Richard Taylor handed coffee mugs to half a room. 59 people split into owners and buyers. Then they opened a market. The people holding a mug demanded a median of $5.75 to give it up. The buyers would only pay $2.25 to get one. Same mug. Owning it roughly doubled its value in their heads, which means letting go of a task you already hold does not register as relief. It registers as a loss. The past feels like getting robbed. The second trick is deeper, and it is the one that really keeps your head down. It is called the illusion of control. In 1975, the psychologist Alan Langer ran a lottery. Some people were handed a ticket, others got to pick their own. Same odds, pure chance. But when she offered to buy the ticket back, the people who chose their own demanded more than 4 times as much to sell, around $8.67 against under 2. As if choosing it bent the odds. It did not. The dice do not care who is holding them. But the moment your hands are on the thing, your brain quietly tells you that you are steering the outcome. The strike dribbling into 4 defenders genuinely believes he controls what happens next. He does does not. The defenders also get a vote. So that is the machinery, and it is in every single person watching this. You overvalue what you build. You cling to what you hold. You believe your own touch controls the result. 3 reasons your food will not come off the ball, all pointing the same way. Keep it. That is the operating system in all of us. But some brains run it at a triple volume, and studying the extreme version is how you finally see the rule. If you have an ADHD-wired brain, the doing is where the chemistry lives. The dopamine is in the dribble, not in the handling off. And in 2024, researchers Muller and Picot surveyed 304 college students and found ADHD traits correlated with rejection sensitivity at 0.46. So handling someone your frog and watching them maybe fumble it does not just feel inefficient, it feels like exposing a wound. Now scale that up to a founder, a boss, anyone whose whole identity is being the person who can do it. Same wiring, dial turned all the way up. They are the least able to pass and the most convinced they are the right not to do. But here's the cost of never passing, and it is brutal. The ball hawk does not win games. He caps them, and so do you. The longer your hands stay on the work, the more it becomes your precious frog, and the more nothing in your life can grow past the reach of your own 2 arms. You do not protect the thing by holding it. You become the ceiling it can never rise above. So here's how you actually pass. Pass before you think you are ready. The teammate is open now, not in 3 touches. And remember the furniture study. The 63% only loads once your hands are on the work. So the longer you hold it, the more expensive it becomes to let it go. Release it while it still feels slightly too early. The discomfort is a proof you are doing it right. Delegate the outcome, not the keystrokes. You do not scream at a teammate to put his left foot here and his right foot there. You say, get it in the net. Hand over the goal. Let them find their own run there. Let them miss. This is the one that breaks people. The first pass gets fumbled. The frog comes back lopsided. That does not mean stop passing. A teammate who never gets a ball never learns to finish. The miss is the tuition, not the verdict. And the last one, if someone can do it 70% as well as you, it is already theirs. Not 90, 70. Because that last 30% you think only you can add is mostly your frog talking. It is the endowment effect. It is the illusion of control. It is your own brain marking up your work by 63%. Exactly like the builders who thought their crumbled paper was worth 5 times what anyone would pay. Notice what every one of those has in common. You are overriding the chemistry on purpose. Every bias in your skull is screaming, keep it up. You pass anyway. So go back to that stadium. The player with a head down, dribbling into 4 defenders while a teammate stands alone in front of an open net. The whole crowd groaning. You always knew that guy was getting it wrong. You just did not know his name was yours. Here's a reframe nobody hands you. Passing was never losing control. The striker who tries to score every goal himself ends every season with the same lonely highlight reel and an empty trophy case. The player they build a statue of is the one who made everyone around him better. He is not weaker because he passes. He is the only reason the team ever scores. You were never going to dribble through 4 defenders. Nobody does. And the thing you are gripping so hard right now, the draft, the project, the ball, was never worth more because your hands were on it. That was just the 63% talking. The moment you lift your head and finally put the ball where your teammate is already screaming for it, you stop being the ball hawk. The whole stadium groans at. You become the playmaker they cannot win without. The work you were too in love with to let go of was never really yours until you proved you could give it away.